Are we at an end of this pandemic?
Well, we're clearly not at an end of the pandemic in the sense that there are considerable epidemics going on in many other parts of the world. At a global level, the pandemic still continues at pace. In fact, there are very significant peaks across a lot of Europe, for example, at the moment. And whilst in the UK we've had a big drop in the Omicron numbers, and they've stabilised recently, but they probably will continue to go down shortly once the schools have been burned through a little bit. The Omicron variant itself illustrates to us that perhaps it's a mistake to think of the UK or England or Scotland or Wales in isolation of the rest of the world. In the case of Omicron, what had happened was that our Delta epidemic was already complete. We were talking about it being in an endemic position. You'll remember that some of the modelers had even suggested we would be down to 5,000 cases a day over the winter in terms of Delta. But although our domestic epidemic was over, because the pandemic globally wasn't over, we then imported a new epidemic from South Africa. We can't guarantee that a similar thing won't happen in the future. It might be that though Omicron has now passed, in a few months' time, there'll be some other new variant turn up. Now, it might be that another new variant, all of the time we get more and more immunity, so it may well be that another new variant, even if it were nastier than Omicron, and Omicron we were lucky, it was very mild, but even if it were nastier than Omicron, it might not be too much of a problem because of all the immunity we acquire in the meantime. But I think Omicron taught us that one should be careful about proclaiming the epidemic in the UK is over whilst the pandemic globally still rages.